That's a bit awkward, isn't it? There we go. Not sure how the camera did that, but hey everyone, how's it going? Figured we haven't done some painting in a while. This model has been primed, waiting patiently to have some paint thrown at it for a very long time now. I think it's time we give it a go. How is everyone doing? I suppose the real question as well when it comes to painting this model, do we go for a proper retro look? Or do we go for a slightly more up-to-date look? Because the model has two official colour schemes. There's the 4th and 5th edition colour scheme for this model, or there's the modernised attempt in 6th edition. And of course it's going to be on square base, this is for old world. Proper models. And yes, that is actual goblin green. On my Deathmaster Snitch model. We like to do things properly around here. I'm doing okay-ish. Feeling a bit ill still. It's going to take me a while to recover. And yeah, my bike is currently at the bike shop getting fixed as it's broken. It's fun. Yeah. Made from real goblins? Hopefully. I mean, I wouldn't expect Games Workshop to lie to us and deceive us, and not give us real goblin green. No. No jumping or any silliness on the bike, but I still managed to break some spokes somehow. I'm not even sure how it was possible. But yeah. Do we go full retro or sensible retro? Yeah, 5th edition or 6th edition, I guess is the question. Okay, so 5th edition was the last edition of the retro bright colour schemes. 6th edition onwards is when they started trying to paint them in a more grimdark silly, like a grimdark serious style. So 5th edition was, you know, very bright and bold colours, whereas like 6th edition onwards was a lot more sensible and grimdark, I guess is the best way to put it. Something, you know, we'd be more familiar with as 40k players. 5th edition. Okay, basically, Rogue Trader or 40k. I suppose whilst we decide, we can actually get on with doing some of the stuff that's familiar between both. I'm not sure how much use this model's going to get, to be honest. Obviously this was bought in particular basically just have the model representation of my old rat, Ikit. Because obviously my pet rat, Ikit, was named after Ikit Claw, and the opportunity arose for me to buy the Ikit Claw model, so I picked up Ikit. As to whether or not we'd actually use Ikit Claw on a tabletop, I don't really know. Yeah, but I don't really know what direction I'm going to be taking my Skaven in when it comes to playing. If I'm going to use a Warlord or a Chieftain or a Grey Seer, so on. And this model is an absolute pain to try and transport because of how big and bulky it is for such a little model. Especially, you know, when functionally, if we're not using Ikit as Ikit Claw, there are some nicer models we transport around. Strangely enough, this one actually fits in quite well in the movement trays and like plastic foam quite easily. Oh yeah, not sure how much use Ikit Claw actually has. Also, I've made some tweaks to try and improve the latency between chat and stream, so hopefully those pay off. About like 4 seconds, nice. Sorry about the shaky camera. Got a vortex mixer out because trying to, you know, revive some very ancient Games Workshop paints that I haven't used in a very long time to try and paint this model. And it did buckle. Brilliant. So yeah, how's everyone's day been? Hopefully it's been better than my one. Start with Ikit Claw. what we're going to do is basically glaze the Zandri dust. Yeah, Zandri dust over his robes. Going to make as much as possible of that Zenithal base coat we did. Mine's been a bit mixed, got some more plastic crack built. It was good. Good. What did you build today? Second Scorpius, nice. Currently getting present for 10 more breaches built, nice. The only downside to these old metal models is just, funnily enough, how well detailed they are. Actually makes painting some areas quite difficult. As you know, this is, well, 2 pieces. The backpack, and then you've got the rest of the body. Yeah, I quite like painting by layers of glazing, because it gives us the opportunity to really actually build up those shadows, because like even though this is like in direct light right now, you can still see that there is some shadow formed by the zenithal highlighting. Let's see where else we need to paint robes. Creation of another layer. It needs a bit more attention. Well, oh, that's a point, Hamish. What colour are you doing the bases for your Death Guard? What kind of environment are you painting them for? Hey Beska, how's it going? And I'm doing okay. A bit ill and a little bit annoyed as my new bike has had to go back to a bike shop as some of the spokes are broken on it, and they need to order some specific replacement ones because of how non-standard my bike is, which is quite annoying. What colour have you painted the rocks, if there are any on the bases? is a word of Blake. So a word of Tuppy is always good. And boo for bad. Boo bad bike for being broken. Yeah. No, it's everyone's very confused about how it broke. Okay, cool. And yeah, we're still debating which direction we're taking the colour scheme in. For Ikit Claw, if we're going to go for a retro 5th edition style, or if we're going to go for a more modern style. Time to bust out the contrast paints regardless. And paint some of the skin. There is still some shine on this model. That's part of the issue, Hamish. I don't really know which way I'm going to prefer painting. And doing marble is a lot of fun. Oh yeah, we're using Fire Slayer Flesh right now for the skin, as it makes a really nice base coat and a really good way to like quickly identify and see wherever raised areas are, because as a contrast paint, it, funnily enough, has quite a lot of contrast to it. And so it really helps bring out the details. So when we go in with regular paints in a bit, we'll be able to pick up on the details. Could be a lot of fun. You know what would actually be quite a cool way to do it? Is if you do the black marble with some of the, you know, that shiny white paint I was using? This stuff. Use the white alchemy, the stuff that's like pearlescent. Use that with the wet wipe technique to make the marbling. Alright, now for the main junction. We go retro or sensible? Oh, silly or grimdark. Okay, well, I suppose we can actually delay this a little longer. So gives me a chance to try out some of the paint I picked up today. I think Gore Grunter Fur just became one of my favourite contrast paints. Because that's looking really, really nice on a little wooden tank on the back of Ikit. Hopefully once the gloss of the wet paint is gone a bit, you'll be able to see that properly. I'm very impressed with that. Do you have any rat ogres in your stack of pavement? There's a rat ogre on my desk. One thing I'm going to try is something a little different. Tried Sigbold Burgundy paint up. And use it as a base coat for the, in quotes, red areas. They are a different shade of red. They're you know, a little bit more towards this kind of colour. I suppose now you can have a better look at the wood grain that the Gorgrunter did. Yeah, it's coming together quite nicely. Also, welcome Hugh, how are you doing? Doing very good. Just earlier I was watching the Clone Wars on DVD. Nice. One character. Burning upon Crow. Yeah. No, that entire arc's a very good arc in terms of story. So if something confers an invuln save, yeah, that's a fixed invuln save. So you always use whatever's got the highest invuln save, basically. If you have like a combat shield and you have a Iron Halo, then you'd use the Iron Halo instead of the combat shield. They don't stack or improve. You can take an armor save, or a cover save, or an invuln save. Generally speaking, those are the three options, and you choose whichever one is the best. Yeah, I've no clue how the custodies work, so I can't really say. Katie Fleshtone. Fucking. Through picking out all the details, highlighting them. Hey Alex, how's it going? No worries. I was reading some of BattleTech wikis on the First Succession. Was very tragic and I think that BattleTech's Cold War and so. Yeah, effectively. You know, there are multiple successor states that all believe that they should be the dominant power and the rulers of the entirety of the inner sphere, and they've made it their life goals and objectives in order to try and make that happen. And friendly reminder, fuck House Davian. Screw the Federated Sons, they are all war criminals, backstabbing bastards. They have the indecency to claim that the Capellan Confederation are the backstabbing bastards, when basically every single military action that involves the Federated Sons involves some kind of backstabbing and betrayal. Now they couldn't even work together with the rest of the successor states in order to fight the clan invasion. They were immediately drawing plans and preparing to invade the Draconis Combine whilst the clans were still attacking. You know, minutes after signing a ceasefire agreement with the Draconis Combine, the Federated Sons were making war plans to invade and immediately betray those they just signed a ceasefire agreement with. But like, think about it, right? You are fighting for the very survival of your state. You know, you've been invaded by people who completely outperform you with superior technology. You don't really stand a chance, and in your moment of desperation, when there's no better opportunity, you know, for it, you and your sworn enemies come to an agreement to work together, to cooperate, and, you know, make a heroic stand to try and survive against the threat that's facing you. And not even before the ink has fully dried, you are willing to betray and turn against the people who might save you, who might be able to help you, and you plan to invade their territories, whilst you're both in a desperate fight for survival against a common enemy. Like, how fucking stupid do you have to be to try and do something like that? Because that's what the Federated Sons did during the clan invasion. And hey Davos, how's it going? Not great. Health-wise, still haven't really recovered, and my bike's broken. So, it's currently at the bike shop to try and be fixed. But they need to order a new parts for it. Which is fun. So that'll be nice and expensive. Okay, quick question. And I want you to be honest. Do you need sympathy, or do you need someone to be brutally honest with you? In which case, I'm going to be brutally honest with you. You're panicking, but you've got your shit sorted. You have contingencies, you have backup plans, you have your, you've got yourself set up in case worst case scenarios happen. You're going to get through this, Davos, okay? Things are going to be fine. You've got stuff planned. Right? Even if things do go as bad as you think they might, you have things in place. No point to do anything stupid. So, sorry for shaky cam time. Yeah, no, it's one of those things when it comes to the illness hue. When it comes to my illness and stuff, so for some context, I'm still suffering from what's referred to as long COVID syndrome. So basically my lungs are still damaged from when I caught COVID over a year ago. And unfortunately for me, that means that whenever I do get ill with like a cold or a flu or whatever, this current thing I have it means it takes a very long time for my lungs to properly recover, as they are still physically weak. as it'll take quite a while for them to properly heal. So yeah, basically whenever, you know, it's like you make mucus in your lungs, you know, whenever you get like a cold or something, it's very difficult for me to actually get rid of it from my system. So basically, I'll basically be coughing for a good while as a consequence. And yeah, in terms of Battletech and the Succession Wars, basically every successor state is driven by power-hungry, mad people, all desperately fighting to take control, as they firmly believe that it's their destiny to rule the inner sphere, so they're all trying to push for it. It's like Game of Thrones, basically, but before Game of Thrones. Long before Game of Thrones. And that does mean that people make terrible, terrible decisions with far-reaching and tragic consequences all the time. So the issue with long COVID is there's not really any treatment that can be done. There's like exercises and like kind of things I can do to try and minimize the impact of it, but otherwise there's not really much that can be done, which sucks. I just kind of have to live with it. And yeah, in terms of BattleTech, yeah, it is kind of meant to be somewhat realistic, as it's written as, you know, following the logic and progression of how things went according to their timeline. Wait, what are you sorry for? Can I just get a quick check to make sure chat's still rolling? Because I haven't seen messages in a little while. I'll make sure it's still working. Yeah, for those of you guys who weren't here at the beginning, I've made some tweaks, so hopefully messages actually do come through in a bit more of a timely manner. But there's a chance that it might actually just crash at some point. Okay, well, I've received Hamish's message. I think I missed it pop up on the screen. Although I think I've been looking at the screen long enough to see if Hughes would show up. But that hasn't. Okay, that's fun. At the very least I'm seeing your messages. Even if you guys can't see them. At least we've got, you know, it partially working. Yeah, catch you later, Hugh. Have a good one. Oh, sorry, I've not been able to catch many streams recently. No worries, Doyle. Perfectly fine. Thank you for doing your part in boosting the streams. And yes, this is a metal model. And yeah, it would be nice of you if you did. Remember, if you ever need a link, it's !Discord. Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun painting up this model so far. Hey Forrest, how's it going? And I'll catch you later, Hugh. Not quite a wash phase, still using contrast paints. Still a little bit further before we start bringing out the liquid talent. Yeah, we're doing a bunch of different things on the model. And mostly just using this as a chance to experiment. as obviously I'm going to have a lot of Skaven to paint soon. Need to hold it at this angle for a few moments. Contrast to dry. I'm really looking forward to trying something once this has dried. There's a few things we are going to attempt to do. For the very first time, I haven't even tested this yet. This will be the test model. I think I might actually be able to get away with laying them down. I prep the magical nonsense we're about to embark on. I thought this was going to be more of an ink. Okay. Right, magical nonsense is primed and ready to go. Let's see how A, it looks on the screen, B, how well this actually looks. Yes. Well, it does definitely look promising. Getting the finish I want to have. Which edition of Fantasy would I say was best? It's a good question. And yes, Warpstone, yes. I'd probably say 6th edition. 6th edition was probably my favourite edition to play, as it had a healthy mix of all the silliness of the older edition, but stripped down, refined, and made more comprehensive. And overall, it just feels a lot more balanced. And if there was a edition, which I'd really hope they'd try and emulate again, it would be 6th edition. Yeah, that's another thing as well. 6th edition did, generally speaking, have a slightly smaller count, model count as well. Yeah, these old models just are brimming with character. They're just so much fun. So many little details. Oh, screw it. So many little details, so many little points of interest to paint. Right, time to try some of the other things I want to try on this model. Now this is going to go either really well or horrifically wrong. kind of difficult for you guys to see exactly what I'm doing, but I'm trying to blend the red into a purple. Kind of worked on my floor. Visibly seen. Kind of. It's pretty much impossible to do proper wet blending when you're using contrast paints, but effectively. And hey Faz, how's it going? Works. What Ikit? Players to build, which is fine. So, pre-washes and pre-shading. Ikit Claw. He currently stands already purples, and the claw looks. Let's see. Basically, drama model in Agrak's Earthshade. Now called. I'm still used to calling it Devlin Mud. Still need to pick up the details of his teeth. And we'll try some different things on the warpstone areas. Try and pronounce them and make them stand out a bit more as well. And we also need to do all of the oxidization on the copper as well. Pretty big part of Ikit's look. Work out what's. Definitely should not have ran out of music. Yeah, going for the older colours for Ikit Claw. Not quite the full bright orangey red colours, but still some older colours for him. No, most of... Although, actually, maybe. We might see Ikit Claw in the Old World. Because Ikit appears in the Old World. Was introduced just after the Red Pox fails to take down Bretonnia. And the Old World is set in the time period after the Red Pox, so there's a chance we might see Ikit in the Old World. But I'm not sure. No, they aren't long, which is why there's a chance. Because you have to remember that the Skaven are ridiculously heavily mutated rats, and rats only last around 3 years at most. But again, this is a fantasy setting, so all kind of logic really goes out the window real quick. Right, I think it's time to start applying some washes. Then we can start tidying up a bit better afterwards. We're just going in with Oblivion Black, which is Duncan Road's Academy version of Stone Oil. As I know, it acts in a bit more of a retro styling. So for drowning a model in the old school style, probably the best option than the modern Games Workshop one. Over everywhere that isn't warpstone. I'll catch you later, Doyle. Have a good one. But yeah, what do you guys think? Obviously, we've still got a bunch of tidying up to do and highlights to do. But I think Ikit is looking quite good right now. Yeah, with that, I think we're going to call it a night because it's going to take a while for the wash to dry, and I don't really want to disturb it whilst it is. So, time to close up the shop for the evening, and I guess we'll probably carry on with him tomorrow. Given you guys have enjoyed today's stream, I hope you have. It's been a lot of fun painting such a classic old model. I've really enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys have as well. So, as always, make sure to like the video, stream, or whatever it is currently for you whilst you are watching this, as it helps show how much you guys actually enjoy it for me. I would say it would help the algorithm, but chances are it probably won't really. It's just nice to say that, isn't it, whilst streaming. But yeah, usual things, make sure to check out the Discord server if you are new here and you haven't already done so. You can find a link by typing !Discord into the chat, or it should be linked on the YouTube channel itself. Yeah, don't really have much else to say, really. Other than, yeah, I suppose, usual. You can check out Ko-fi if you want to support me properly. Obviously you don't have to, it's just a very nice thing to do. Oh yeah, check out the Twitch channel, as that's where I'm normally streaming. So if you do enjoy this kind of content, it's what you'll find over there. But yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed watching me paint such a classic model. We will continue with him soon. There's still plenty to do. And I'm really looking forward to it. And yeah, who knows, maybe tomorrow we might end up painting knights instead. As always, it is a democracy, and we will do what people want to do. So when people get bored of voting for Skaven, maybe we'll see Imperial Knights come along. And occasionally I might say, screw it, I want to paint some knights tonight, and we'll go with that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow. Have a good one.